What's up guys, Luke here from Luke's Points and Miles. Today I wanted to get the requisite what's in my wallet for Q1 2024 video out. Now, for anyone that doesn't really get these videos and why so many creators like to make them, the videos are to give you a summary of what I carry and why. Things change, we don't need to be stuck in the same system, and honestly, I like watching these videos because I'm always curious what other folks are using for certain categories. Example, what are you using for gas right now? Comment below. So in this video, I will give you an insight of my strategy beginning 2024 because I am one of those guys that is constantly pivoting and trying new things, even if I generally just come back to where I started. I can't seem to do any of this simply, and this quarter will also follow that train of thought. I have some major changes coming in 2024, and I'm considering moving away from American Express in the second quarter almost completely. And yes, that does include the Hilton cards. Some more background. I have more than enough travel already scheduled and paid for in 2024, with the exception of a fall family trip. So I'm in one of those scenarios where I have to ask, do I rack up transferable currencies? If so, which ones? Or do I plus up the cash reserves? And I've already established that cash back is only interesting for maybe 30 days at a time. But 30 days of cash back sprinkled in won't hurt me a bit. Some folks like to use a hybrid setup, and I think that's awesome. But the way my brain works is I like to have a very specific goal that is easy for me to identify success or failure, and then I want to pivot. With all that said, I am going to be using two different setups in the first quarter of 2024. One for transferable currencies and one to earn some extra cash back for all these trips. The first setup I'll go over is the primary, the travel setup. This one will see the majority of time, and it actually includes a new player in the setup. So, well, let's just get into it. For dining, this should be no surprise. I will be using the American Express Gold Card, and it's a card that I truly love and hate to love. I'm not sure, but this one will be getting a lot of work in because it actually may be the last quarter for me with this card. On one hand, I can confidently say that no other card can out-earn the Gold Card with 4-time MR points, but the seemingly mandatory credits really do drive me crazy to the point where I have found potential replacements. And if I am moving on from Amex in 2024, then I should earn as many MR points as possible this quarter because I have always valued their currency. For groceries, we have some more of the same. No need to spend a ton of time on this one. The Gold Card will be used for the majority of my grocery shopping, and it will get me 4 times MR points while it is still in the arsenal. Guys, if you are interested in any of these cards and want to support the channel, I'll leave some links in the description. If you don't want any new cards, but you're still enjoying the video, then slap that like button for me. Gas is a funny one, in my opinion. I feel like most of us see gas as this huge expense, and I understand there are times we really do feel it at the pump, but my family doesn't spend a ton of money on gas. Even though we live that suburban lifestyle, we are generally under $300 monthly. So sometimes I feel like I'm wasting the city custom cash's potential. 5 times city thank you points will do nicely because I probably value thank you points higher than most folks, and that's because they have partners like Avianca, Turkish, and Cathay Pacific Asia Miles, which I plan to use for some flights very soon. Carlos wants to go to Hong Kong, so that is one I need to start saving for. Those are the big 3 consistent spending categories, and as you can see, I've assigned some high earning hitters. Now, here's where I may lose some of you because this next technique is a little extreme for some. I'm fortunate enough to hold 2 Chase Ink cash cards, and I really want to unleash the value on those 2 no annual fee cards this year. One way to do that is to take advantage of the 5 times UR points at office supply stores like Staples. I like to purchase Visa and MasterCard debit cards there, and I plan to use those cards to pay my home utilities. I can earn a little more travel points by paying my water, trash, electricity, and gas with debit cards. Now, before you criticize me, I'm fortunate enough to pay $200 or $300 at a time on those bills. So when the next bill comes in, I can drop some extra on it and not have to deal with the light bill for 3 more months. I don't mind prepaying if it means my UR point stack grows just a little faster. Some other categories that Ink Cash will earn 5 times are internet, cable, and phone services. The card does not have cell phone protection, so that is a drawback, and eventually I will switch cell phones to a different card, one that has insurance, but for right now, I'm on a mission. Basically, almost all of my monthly utility type bills will earn 5 times UR points. In 2023, I redeemed almost 900,000 Chase UR points, so I know how to spend them. I do want to mention that right now, this card has a 90,000 UR point welcome offer, which is insane for a card with no annual fee. I'll leave a link in the description, guys. Entertainment purchases like sporting events or concerts, I'm going to use the newcomer to the lineup, the Capital One Saver One, to get 3 times on entertainment. One of the goals of 2024 is to really earn Capital One miles. So if you are a follower of the channel, you'll see more about this card and Capital One in general as the year progresses. For travel, which I'm going to be honest, isn't likely to be booked this quarter, but it will be on the Chase Ink Preferred, and it'll earn 3 times Chase UR points. Pretty simple there. I do have the Sapphire Preferred, but that one will be changed this year to either a Freedom Flex or to a Sapphire Reserve, but it's not likely to be used at all this quarter. And the catch-all non-category spend that can't really be planned out will go on the Capital One Venture X. If it's something that can be planned, then maybe it will get the prepaid MasterCard. But for general spending, I'll be earning Capital One miles, and this card will pull double duty by getting me and Carlos into the Capital One Lounge at DFW in February. It's our favorite domestic lounge and a big reason for me to keep the Venture X. That's the starting lineup and the tools I'll be using to earn transferable currencies in the first quarter of 2024. I don't focus on one ecosystem like some folks do because I feel like I have enough spend to spread it around. I also want to be able to take advantage of any transfer bonuses because those really do offer some mind-blowing value if you want to put in the work to find those great redemptions. What about the B team? Remember, I like to use a cashback strategy like a water faucet. I kind of turn it on and off for short periods of time to sort of inject some cash and to keep my player 2 on her toes. Like my man Sledge says, you can't eat or buy souvenirs with travel points. Got to get some extra scratch for that. So I will quickly go over this lineup, but I think some of you will find it pretty interesting. I think in the world of cashback, this one has some heat. For dining in Q1 2024, I will be using my Discover It card. Dining is a 5% cashback category in the first quarter, and I'm still in my first year, so I'll be earning 10% cash back on all dining purchases. That is heavy, even if you like earning travel points, and obviously the Discover It does not have an annual fee. For groceries, I will tap into the AAA Visa card. Earns 5% cash back at grocery stores, and I have received data points that folks are receiving that 5% at places like Walmart, where most issuers will not give grocery earnings there. That card is capped at $500 in earnings yearly, but I won't come close to that as long as the card is on the B team. Pretty good stuff though for a no annual fee card. So far, so good, right? 5 to 10% cash back. Well, for gas, I have the Abound Visa that earns 5% cash back, and it's one of those deals that it's automatically applied to the statement, so it's effortless. Abound is a credit union in Kentucky and is one of those charming places that is sometimes interesting to deal with, but I will use the card for gas intermittently, and it also has quarterly categories that, I'll be honest, I don't even know what the Q1 category is. And I checked, and after looking all over the website, I still don't know. Fourth quarter, it was Amazon, but I have the Amazon Prime card, so I didn't use that. Oh, and this is another no annual fee card. So this next card is the US Bank Cash Plus, and this card earns 5% cash back on 2 categories that you choose every quarter. It's also one of the most underrated cards in the game, and I'll be using it for these 2 categories. First one is cell phone services, cable, and internet. Yes, that is one category. The second is home utilities. 5% cash back on all those purchases with no annual fee is a big league card, if you ask me. For entertainment, I'll use what we affectionately call a US Bank Cash Plus clone, but its actual name is the Max Cash Preferred from Park National Bank, a regional bank here in Ohio. Same deal, two categories, and I'll use it for entertainment and recreation. Recreation includes sporting goods, and I have a boy in sports, so it works well. More 5% categories on another no annual fee card. Now guys, if you can find me a 5% cashback on non-category spend, let me know. Because in this cashback setup, I'm still not interested in earning 2% cashback anywhere. So I'll use the Capital One Venture X for the catch-all. And I won't use a cashback card to book travel. So that's the last card in the set. Guys, let me know in the comments what you think of an A-team, B-team setup. I love to travel, and that will always be my primary reason to be in this game. But I think it's important to have a plan to maybe earn a little cash back when the winds change. As far as my point setup, this is going to change this year. If you didn't notice, there are a lot of no annual fee or lower annual fee cards in this lineup. And if the gold card goes away, then both of these setups will be very inexpensive to run. As a reminder, I will have a bunch of referral links in the description below. Contrary to what folks think, I have not gotten very many referrals, so I'm trying to make it a point in 2024 to step that part of my game up. More points might get me and Carlos to Hong Kong quicker. One more question. Is this way too many cards to try to juggle for Q1 2024? As always, guys, if you stayed all the way to the end, I appreciate you. I want to thank every single one of you.